start from the ground up. So I'll borrow you again, actually. I'm just going to demonstrate it real quick so you all can see it. So this one, this is left. So, yeah, I'll do it. So, hit the where you can see. I don't like sticking it. You never know which way to turn. So, who knows the three major components of the throw? Can someone lead me through them? And I'll just demonstrate them as you say it.
Kazushi,
Kazushi,
Sukuri, Kake.
So that's the throw we're going to do. Okay, in English now. Tell me what all those things mean.
Off balancing, fitting in, throwing.
Nice. So that's the throw we're going to do.
Our Japanese is better than our English.
Yeah. So from the left side, it's the same old story. I'm going to step in. I'm going to off balance.
That was funny.
And finish the throw. I'm not going to tell you every single detail of the throw right off the bat because it gets overwhelming. We're going to start from the ground up, focus on the footwork, focus on the hands, focus on the hips. So we're going to start off slow. I'm just going to do some footwork drills and get you that motion. So in terms of the footwork drill, let's talk about what we shouldn't do from a ready grip. We want to get that kazushi and that footwork. That's just going to be our first step. This should be all we have to do. Kazushi does not have to be, there I'm off balance, okay? Kazushi is a very slight wrist movement, all right? It's not big and powerful. It's very subtle when it's done properly. And it's hard to do it properly, but that's what we're practicing here for. That's all you need. All you need to do is move forward a little bit. Now this footwork, this first step is where most everyone's going to run into a problem. Guaranteed. This is one of the hardest parts of the throw, is this first step. Why? Because everything can break from this first step. What happens if I get this great kazushi and I step in deep? What happens when I turn in? I don't have room. So I reach under. Okay, now with all of his weights on me, for me to get in, whoops, I pushed him back. I'm off balance, he can counter me. That's no good. What happens if so that's if I step in too deep, right? What happens if I step too far across? Well, now when I do my turn, my hips aren't where they need to be. It's going to be hard to throw them. What happens if I step too far over here? Well, then he might just sweep me. Oh, I'm gone. All right? So your footwork is important. You don't want to be too deep. You don't want to be too far off to either side. You've got to find this nice balance. Ideally, I'm going to step here. So if we're on this line, actually let's just get right here in the center line here. Ideally, I'm going to step slightly across the line. When I turn, I'm right in the middle of it. That's where I want to be. You end up here right in the middle right off the bat. Your hips are going to be off. It's going to be harder to throw. So really take that, focus on that when you do your footwork. Step across the line. Taisabake, so you're in the middle. If you're not, the throw will be hard. Guaranteed. Next key thing about this first step, what's wrong with this?
Your foot's not bent.
Exactly. My foot's not bent. When my foot is not bent, that means when I go in for throwing, I'm going to be hitting him with my butt in his stomach. And it's really hard to throw someone like this. When you step in and throw, you want to be bent. You want to be in that athletic position. You're ready to get underneath them and spring. With your knees straight, you can't do that anymore. You've lost all your power. So when you step in, step slightly across, have that knee bent right off the bat. You're ready to go. You're ready to jump and drive. Again, make sure you don't step in too close, because when you turn, you just put them back on balance. So that's going to be your process of self-discovery, is how far is the right distance for you. I can't tell you. And I will tell you this, it's going to vary on every person. Everyone's got a different body shape. That's what I think makes judo hard, is depending on where their center of gravity is, how tall they are, how wide they are, it can make the throw work a little bit differently. So bent knee, Tai Sabaki. Now you'll see a lot of people too, just go out. You don't want that. Who starts a sprint like this? Nobody. All right?
You gotta explain the terms because we have other people.
The terms, which one?
Tai Sabaki.
Oh, sorry, Tai Sabaki. Yes, Tai Sabaki. Tai Sabaki is just body turn. So this movement here is Tai Sabaki. Anytime I take a step and move my body, that's body turn. That's Tai Sabaki. So this first step here, when I say churn, or when I say Tai Sabaki, that means just turn your body. You're just fitting into that throw to turn your body.
Kuzushi also means breaking. Kuzushi
Means what?
breaking of the balance.
So 1, 2. That's all the steps you need to take. We're just going to do that drill for a few minutes. We're going to do it up and down this mat. Then we're going to do it with the partner so you can gauge your distance. But the whole time, knee bent. Don't step in too deep. Don't step in too narrow. Knee bent. Tai Sabaki. Body turn. And toes. The toes should be forward. Not knees out. Forward. It's like you're able to go into sprint immediately afterwards. Very athletic posture. If you've got really flexible Achilles and you can still get low and keep your heels on the floor, that's just fine. My Achilles aren't that flexible, so you don't want to get out too wide either. Not sumo style. You want to be about hips width apart for yourself. That's where you're going to have that most spring. When you do a burpee, you come up here, right, to jump up high. Same thing on this. You can finish the throw when you want. 2 steps. Not 1, 2, 3. Not 1, 2, 3. Just 2. 1, 2. You've got to have confidence in your footwork. So let's come to the end of the mat.